Right now, 12 bottles sitting on American supplement store shelves are quietly collecting $40 a month from people who never needed to buy them. Not because those people are careless, because nobody told them their great-grandmother brewed every single one of these drinks free from her own backyard and called it Tuesday. These 12 ancestral healing drinks handle immune defense, cardiovascular repair, deep sleep, and nervous system recovery, collectively replacing $480 a year in supplements you are currently handing to an industry that invented the problem. And drink number 10, that is the one the adaptogen supplement market has been quietly hoping American gardeners never figure out they can grow themselves. Somewhere in this video is the story of a retired woman in Michigan who found her grandmother's handwritten garden notebook and realized every plant on that list was still growing on her property. Before plan number 1, drop your state in the comments right now. Your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you. I will be calling out specific zones throughout this entire video. Find yours and pay attention. Drink number 1, chaga mushroom tea. Russian folk healers were brewing this from birch trees for 500 years before the supplement industry discovered it, bottled it, and started charging $45 a month for what American forests give away for free. Zones 2 through 7, if you have birch trees anywhere near your property, you have access to one of the most anti-inflammatory drinks documented in traditional herbal practice, confirmed by University of Maine research in 2022. The mistake most people make is harvesting chaga from dead or dying birch. Viable chaga only comes from living trees, and that single error is the difference between medicinal potency and wasted effort. Simmer chunks low and slow for 4 hours. Never boil. Boiling destroys the compounds that make this drink worth everything Russian grandmothers knew it was. One birch tree can yield harvestable chaga for 10 to 20 years. 0 replanting, 0 cost, 0 trips to the supplement aisle ever again. But if chaga is the immune foundation, drink number 2 is what your great-grandmother's generation relied on when they felt their heart working harder than it should. Drink number 2, hawthorn berry tea. The Cleveland Clinic has documented hawthorn's cardiovascular support in traditional herbal practice. Yet supplement companies package the exact same dried berry into capsules and charge $35 a month for what zones 4 through 8 grow on a tree that lives 100 years and never asks for anything. What most people do not know is that the flower and leaf carry just as much traditional medicinal value as the berry, meaning one hawthorn tree gives you 3 separate harvest windows across a single growing season. The mistake is brewing hawthorn berries raw without cracking them first. The seed inside contains compounds that belong outside your cup, not in it. Split them before simmering, and you get the clean ancestral drink your great-grandmother's generation trusted completely. Drop your state in the comments right now. Your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you, and I will be calling out specific zones throughout this entire video. Drink number 3 costs nothing to grow, spreads without any help, and has been quietly rebuilding mineral-depleted Americans for generations. Most people yank it out of their garden every single spring. Drink number 3, stinging nettle infusion. Every American gardener who has yanked this plant out of their garden bed has pulled out more iron, magnesium, and calcium per cup than most green supplements on the market deliver in a full bottle. And the supplement industry charges $30 a month for an inferior extracted version of what zones 3 through 10 grow aggressively for free. What almost nobody knows is that a 4-hour cold infusion pulls far more minerals from dried nettle than a standard 5-minute hot steep, meaning the ancestral method your great-grandmother used without ever owning a timer was actually the scientifically superior extraction technique. Wear gloves at harvest, dry the leaves completely, and the sting disappears entirely, leaving behind one of the most mineral-dense drinks any American backyard produces at 0 cost. If you are watching and not yet subscribed, here is what that actually means. YouTube will stop putting this content in your feed, not slow it down, stop. Natural Verge releases plant and ancestral knowledge every single week, built specifically for American viewers who want real results, not generic advice. Hit subscribe now. It is free and it always will be. Drink number 4 has been called the Queen of Herbs for 3,000 years, and it grows as a free annual in every American zone. Drink number 4, Tulsi Holy Basil Tea. Ayurvedic tradition called this the Queen of Herbs 3,000 years before the adaptogen supplement industry repackaged it into $40 monthly capsules. And every American gardener in zones 10 and 11 can grow it as a perennial, while every other zone grows it as a free seeding annual that returns without effort. What the supplement label never tells you is that Tulsi harvested just before flowering carries the highest concentration of its traditionally valued compounds, meaning the precise moment most gardeners leave it alone is exactly when it should be cut. Brew fresh leaves for 5 minutes, dried leaves for 8, and never combine with chamomile if you are sensitive to ragweed. That interaction has surprised more than a few Americans who assumed all herbal teas were interchangeable. Have you ever grown or used Tulsi before? Drop it below, because the Americans who discover this plant never go back to the supplement aisle for it again. Drink number 5 is the one nervous system healers have quietly relied on for generations, and most Americans are already growing its cousin in every oatmeal bowl they have ever eaten. Drink number 5, oat straw infusion. The same oat plant Americans grow for breakfast has a harvest window most people walk straight past. The green tops cut at the milk stage before the grain fully matures, are what traditional herbalists across zones 3 through 8 have used for generations to rebuild a stressed nervous system that $25 a month in supplement capsules barely touches. What almost no one knows is that oat straw must be harvested in that precise 10-day milk stage window. Miss it, and the plant converts all its medicinal value into the grain you grind into oatmeal. Same plant, completely different purpose, depending on when you cut it. And we have not even reached number 10 yet. That one changes everything. But drink number 6 has been self-seeding in American gardens for 300 years, and most people pull it out as a weed every single spring. Steep dried oat straw for 4 full hours in cold water, not 5 minutes. 4 hours and you pull a mineral and nervine profile that no 5-minute hot steep ever delivers. Drink number 6 self-seeds every year, without any help, smells like fresh lemon the moment you brush past it, and replaces $35 a month in sleep and calm supplements your great-grandmother never needed to buy. Drink number 6, lemon balm tea. A growing group of Americans in their 50s and 60s have quietly discovered that this self-seeding zone 3 through 7, herb sitting in backyard gardens across the country, delivers the same calm nervous system, support they were paying $35 a month to get from a bottle, and it returns free every single year without replanting. What the supplement label cannot tell you is that lemon balm's most valuable volatile oils evaporate within seconds of cutting, meaning fresh leaves brewed immediately after harvest produce a drink measurably more potent than anything dried, packaged, and shipped across the country. Never dry lemon balm in direct sunlight. The heat destroys the exact compounds you are trying to preserve. Shade dry at low temperature, and you keep what 3 generations of American grandmothers understood without ever reading a study. Did you believe lemon balm was just a garden herb with no real purpose? Because most Americans did until they brewed it fresh and felt the difference. Drink number 7 has a harvest window so narrow that missing it by 1 week means waiting an entire year. And right now in late spring, that window is either open or about to close, depending on your zone. Drink number 7, elderflower tea. Most Americans know elderberry. Almost none of them know that the flower of the same Sambucus nigra tree, harvested in zones 3 through 9 during its single 7 to 10-day bloom window each spring, produces a completely different drink with a completely different traditional profile. And supplement companies charge $45 a month for the berry extract, while the flower they never mention grows free above it. The mistake is waiting until the flowers fully open and begin to brown at the edges. Peak harvest is the moment clusters are fully formed, but individual florets have just begun to open, and that window closes faster than most gardeners realize. Cut the clusters in morning before heat sets in. Shake off insects, steep fresh and cool water for 4 hours, and you have captured what medieval European healing traditions documented for centuries. Free from a tree that grows itself. This channel exists for Americans who have spent enough seasons making expensive mistakes they were never warned about. If that is you, and you are in your 50s or 60s, subscribe right now. Every week, new content, zone-aware, dollar-grounded, built for your actual life. Drink number 8 grows in American meadows and lawns so freely that most homeowners spend money trying to remove it without ever knowing it replaces $40 a month in supplements they are already buying. Drink number 8, red clover blossom tea. Americans spend money every season on lawn treatments to eliminate the exact plant that zones 3 through 8 grow freely, and that traditional herbalists have documented for generations as one of the richest plant sources of isoflavones available without a prescription or a supplement budget. What almost no gardener knows is that red clover blossoms, harvested at peak color, fully open, deeply pink, no browning, carry significantly more of their traditionally valued compounds than blossoms left to fade and dry on the stem, meaning the perfect harvest window is visible to anyone paying attention and invisible to everyone else. Dry the blossoms whole in a single layer, never stacked, and steep 2 tablespoons per cup for 10 minutes. That is the ancestral method, that is the free method, and that is the one your great-grandmother used, without ever calling it anything other than common sense. 8 drinks in, and every single one of them has been growing freely in American backyards and forests, while the supplement industry collected $480 a year for bottled versions of the same plants. Before drink number 9, there's a story from Michigan that belongs right here, because it is the reason this video exists. Earlier I mentioned a retired woman in Michigan. Here is exactly what happened. Margaret, 63, Zone 5, clearing out her grandmother's farmhouse outside Traverse City, found a cloth-covered notebook wedged behind a kitchen cabinet, handwritten in faded pencil, listing 12 plants by name with brewing instructions beside each one. Every single plant on that list was still growing on the property, untended, self-seeding, spreading exactly the way her grandmother had intended. 12 healing drinks that had fed and supported 3 generations of that family for free. What Margaret did not know was that she had been spending $40 a month on supplements for 4 of those exact plants, paying an industry for bottled versions of what was already growing outside her back door. Traditional plant knowledge documented across generations confirms what Margaret discovered in that notebook, that ancestral families did not need a supplement aisle because they never lost the garden that replaced it. She stopped buying 4 supplements that same month and started brewing what her grandmother left behind. Drink number 9, burdock root tea. 3 generations of American homesteaders pulled this plant from their fields, sliced the root, simmered it low, and drank what Japanese, European, and Native American traditions had all independently arrived at as one of the most deeply cleansing root teas the soil produces. While supplement companies now charge $40 a month for the same root in capsule form across zones 3 through 7. What almost nobody knows is that burdock root harvested in the first autumn of the plant's life, before it sends up its second-year flower stalk, is tender, deeply flavored, and medicinally superior to roots pulled in year 2, which turn woody and bitter and lose the clean earth profile the ancestral brew depends on. Simmer sliced first-year root for 20 minutes, never boil aggressively, and you pull a drink so deeply grounding that every culture that discovered it independently chose to keep it, which is the closest thing to a universal endorsement any plant ever receives. What plant, remedy, or situation in your yard has defeated every single thing you have tried? Tell me below, because drink number 10 is the answer more of those problems than most Americans realize. This is the drink I mentioned at the very beginning. Number 10, the 5-flavor adaptogen that Chinese royalty relied on for 2,000 years and that grows free in American Zone 4 backyards right now. This is the drink I mentioned at the very beginning, number 10. Here it is. Schisandra berry tea, Schisandra chinensis, the only plant on earth simultaneously classified as sour, sweet, salty, bitter, and pungent. Used by Chinese emperors as an adaptogen for 2,000 years, and quietly growing free on backyard vines across zones 4 through 8, while supplement companies charge $65 a month for the same berry in capsule form. What the supplement label never explains is that Schisandra must be dried slowly at low temperature before brewing. High heat during drying degrades the lignans that traditional herbalists considered the core of its adaptogenic value. And every commercially dried Schisandra product you have ever purchased was almost certainly processed faster and hotter than ancestral practice ever recommended. Brew 1 tablespoon of properly dried berries in simmered water for 15 minutes, taste the complexity of 5 flavors arriving in sequence, and understand immediately why no Chinese emperor ever reached for a supplement bottle. That is not gardening. That is investing in an adaptogen supply that compounds in value every single season your vine matures. Drink number 11 has been the ancestral sleep tea of European families for so many centuries that medieval healers documented it before the printing press existed. And it grows as a shade tree in American backyards across most of the continent. Drink number 11, linden flower tea. Medieval European healers documented this drink before the printing press existed. Yet Tilia cordata grows as a shade tree across zones 3 through 7 in American backyards today, producing the same flower clusters that replaced $40 a month in Sleep and Calm, supplements for every family that never lost the knowledge of when to harvest them. What almost no one knows is that the pale leaf bract attached to every linden flower cluster is not decoration. Traditional brewers always included it, and documented practice consistently noted that the bract softens the flavor profile and contributes to the drink's calming character in ways the flower alone does not fully replicate. The harvest window mirrors elderflower exactly. 1 week, fully open clusters, harvested in morning before heat arrives. Miss it and the tree will not offer it again until next summer, which is the honest limitation every linden grower needs to understand before planting. Linden does one thing lemon balm cannot. It works faster, deeper, and with a gentleness that ancestral European families trusted for children and elders alike without hesitation. Drink number 12 is the one Native American communities relied on through every American winter for vitamin C. And it grows free on trees most Americans already have in their backyard or within walking distance of their property. Drink number 12, pine needle tea. Native American communities drank this through every continental winter, long before vitamin C was named, isolated, or sold in bottles. Because eastern white pine needles, Pinus strobus, carry 5 times more vitamin C than an orange, and grow free across zones 3 through 8, on trees that ask nothing of the gardener who harvests a few young needles from the tips of their branches. What almost no one discusses is that pine species identification is the one non-negotiable step this drink requires. Eastern white pine with its 5-needle bundles is safe and traditionally documented, while yew, which many Americans have growing ornamentally in their front yards, is toxic and must never be brewed. One species gives you ancestral winter medicine, and the other gives you a medical emergency. Harvest young, bright green tip needles only. Steep in water that has just come off the boil, never full boiling temperature, and you have the exact winter drink that kept 3 generations of American families through every cold season without a single trip to the supplement aisle. 12 drinks, $0 after first planting. 12 different ancestral traditions that all arrived at the same conclusion independently. These plants are worth keeping, worth brewing, and worth passing on. Before this video ends, there are 3 things about these drinks that almost nobody in the gardening or supplement world ever mentions, and they belong in your hands before you leave. We are not ending here. First, chaga mushroom does not grow on a tree you plant. It grows on wild birch trees. that have been standing for decades. And a single chaga conch, harvested responsibly from a living birch, will continue producing harvestable material for 10 to 20 years, meaning one wild tree found today becomes a free medicinal supply that outlasts most supplement subscriptions by 15 years. Second, pine needle tea contains 5 times more vitamin C than an orange by weight, which means the tree standing in your backyard or at the edge of your nearest woodlot is quietly producing more immune support per season than the $30 supplement bottle you carried home from the pharmacy last winter. Third, Schisandra berry is the only plant on Earth that traditional classification systems simultaneously place in all 5 flavor categories: sour, sweet, salty, bitter, and pungent, which is why Chinese imperial medicine considered it irreplaceable, and why no single supplement compound has ever successfully replicated what the whole berry delivers when brewed correctly. Here is how to decide where to start based on your zone and what you already have growing. Zone 3 through 5, your coldest hardy foundation drinks are pine needle, oat straw, stinging nettle, and hawthorn. All survive brutal winters. All cost under $5 per plant for the first and only planting. And pine needle costs nothing if you have the right tree already. Zone 5 through 8, you have access to the full spectrum: lemon balm, elderflower, linden, schisandra, red clover, and burdock all thrive in this band. Budget $15 maximum for first-year planting, and every single one of them returns free forever after. Zone 9 through 10, Tulsi becomes your year-round perennial anchor in hibiscus. Not on this list, but worth noting, extends your healing drink season into months that colder zones cannot reach. Every single drink on this list was brewed free by a generation of Americans who understood that the garden was not a hobby. It was the pharmacy, and that knowledge did not disappear. It just waited for someone to come looking for it again. You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded, research-based plant and ancestral wisdom that most channels never put in one place. That is what every Natural Verge video delivers. Subscribe now and turn on the bell. 12 drinks, 12 free plants, $480 a year, permanently back in your pocket. And the knowledge to brew every single one of them the way your great-grandmother did, without a label, without a bottle, and without ever needing to be told it was medicine, because she already knew. Like this video if it gave you something real today. Subscribe to Natural Verge. The plants your great-grandmother knew are still out there, still growing, still waiting. And we find them every single week.